Hey, Bears fans. It has been quite the roller coaster this season, and today we are diving deep into all the latest updates for our Chicago Bears, especially with some crucial news coming in on the injury front. We have seen the team navigate through so many ups and downs, and with Thanksgiving having just passed, it feels like the intensity of the season is hitting its peak. For those of you following closely, you know how much every single roster change, every activation, and every injury impacts not just the week ahead, but the potential playoff picture. Right now, the Bears have a chance to really shift momentum if things break the right way, and that starts with some key players returning to the field. First off, the news we've been waiting on. Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon have officially been activated and are back on the roster. This is massive for the team because these two defensive standouts are among the most talented players the Bears have, and getting them back could completely change the dynamic of the defense. Jalen has only played 20 snaps this entire season, and his journey back has been a grind. He underwent surgery and has been working tirelessly to regain form, which is no small feat. Kyler Gordon has had a similarly challenging season, limited to just a couple of games due to recurring soft tissue injuries. So seeing them both active now is a huge boost for the defense, and fans can start dreaming again about what this unit could accomplish when it's at near full strength. Of course, the Bears' defense has been a classic feast or famine story this year. They are a team that leads the league in takeaways, forcing turnovers at an impressive rate, but at the same time, they have struggled to consistently limit yards and points allowed. That inconsistency has made every game feel unpredictable. But with Johnson and Gordon back, there's potential to stabilize things a bit. Even if Jalen isn't immediately performing at 100%, getting him to around 80 or 85% of his normal ability could make a real difference. Pair him with Gordon, who has the versatility to play multiple roles, and suddenly the Bears have more options in coverage, pass rush schemes, and hybrid linebacker safety formations. It will be fascinating to see how Dennis Allen decides to deploy these two, particularly with Tyreek Stevenson sidelined. Having Johnson back gives the team a reliable outside corner opposite Nan Wright, who has stepped up admirably. But the big question remains whether Johnson will see a full slate of snaps right away or whether there will be some rotation to manage his return. Similarly, with Kyler Gordon, how many snaps he will handle and where he will fit alongside players like C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be a critical decision in the defensive game plan. Meanwhile, the Bears continue to deal with injuries in the linebacker core, which has been a recurring issue all season. T.J. Edwards is set to miss his fourth straight game with a combination of hamstring and hand injuries, joining Tremaine Edmonds, Noah Sue, and Ruben Hiplight on the sidelines. This leaves the Bears in a familiar situation, down 4 of their top 5 linebackers. Players like DeMarco Jackson, who led the team with 15 tackles last week, and Ian Agbogbamiga, typically the 6th linebacker, will have to step up as the primary linebackers for this matchup. Carl Jones Jr. will rotate in, and Jalen Reeves-Mabbin, recently elevated from the practice squad, will contribute on special teams. This patchwork at linebacker will undoubtedly impact defensive rotations and the ability to maintain fresh legs on the field, making the return of Johnson and Gordon all the more crucial for shoring up the back end of the defense. On the offensive side, there is some positive news as well. Theo Benedict is fully clear to play, and the team elevated Jordan McFadden to fill the gap left by Luke Newman being placed on injured reserve. Whether it's Benedict or Aussie Trapillo starting, the Bears have quality depth to maintain the integrity of the offensive line. Javon Dexter is also good to go, appearing as a full participant in practice. These reinforcements provide the Bears with more stability, which is especially important given the physical toll of the season and the need to protect the quarterback and establish the run game effectively. Turning attention to the Eagles, the matchup is equally compelling. Devontae Smith has returned to full health, suggesting that illness, rather than lingering chest or shoulder injuries, was the main concern keeping him out of practice. He will be on the field alongside A.J. Brown, giving Philadelphia their top receiving duo. However, the Eagles will be without Lane Johnson and Andrew McCuba, their starting right tackle and safety. Sidney Brown will step in at safety, bringing a high-energy presence to the secondary. This opens up opportunities for the Bears offense to target mismatches, especially if they can challenge Brown on double moves or isolate him in coverage. With Lane Johnson out, Bears pass rushers will look for potential mismatches on the edge, aiming to disrupt quarterback play and create pressure that could change the flow of the game. Looking at the NFC North as a whole, Green Bay secured a victory over Detroit, moving to 8 wins and 3 losses, keeping them just half a game behind Chicago in the division standings. Detroit falls to 7-5, which is significant for the Bears because it helps them maintain a favorable position even if they stumble against the Eagles. Head-to-head tiebreakers aside, the Bears still control their own destiny with games against Green Bay coming up in the next few weeks. Maintaining this edge in the division is crucial as the playoff picture tightens, and every win or loss in these key matchups will have ripple effect for the entire conference. Elsewhere in the league, Dallas has won 3 straight games and now sits at 6 wins and 5 losses, making them a team to watch in the wild card race. If the Bears can beat the Eagles, they will keep themselves in a strong position relative to both the division and the wild card standings. Timing and momentum are critical factors at this stage of the season, and the Bears have the opportunity to leverage both if they execute well against Philadelphia. It is not just about talent on the roster, but also about when and how the team performs. And with key players returning from injury at the right moment, the potential is certainly there for a decisive performance. Looking at all these pieces together, the Bears have a mix of challenges and opportunities. On defense, the return of Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon could significantly bolster coverage schemes and hybrid defensive sets, allowing the team to compensate for missing linebackers. On offense, maintaining depth on the offensive line and utilizing available playmakers effectively will be critical in exploiting the Eagles' vulnerabilities. The dynamics of the NFC North, combined with the broader playoff picture, mean that each game carries substantial weight, making every decision on player usage, snap count, and scheme adjustment all the more impactful. Fans should be paying close attention to how Dennis Allen manages these assets, as the execution of these strategies could determine not only the outcome of this game, but also the Bears' positioning for the final stretch of the season. The interplay between returning stars and sideline key contributors will be a defining storyline. If the Bears can navigate these personnel challenges while maximizing the impact of returning players, they could turn an already difficult matchup into a pivotal win that boosts confidence and strengthens their playoff prospects. Monitoring snap counts, rotations, and the creative deployment of defensive personnel will be essential, as these choices could directly influence turnovers, points allowed, and ultimately, the Bears' ability to control games down the stretch. With the Eagles facing their own personnel hurdles, the Bears have a window of opportunity to seize momentum and make a statement in the NFC, and how they capitalize on this moment could resonate well into the postseason. Now, diving into the strategic side of things, the matchup against Philadelphia is more than just another regular season game. With key defensive players back, the Bears can explore a variety of looks and disguises that might disrupt the Eagles' rhythm. Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon offer the kind of versatility that allows Dennis Allen to mix personnel in ways that confuse quarterbacks and create advantageous matchups. Johnson, even if he is not fully at his peak, can still cover top receivers and challenge routes at critical moments, forcing Philadelphia to think twice before attempting deep throws or isolating their receivers. Meanwhile, Gordon's ability to move between safety and corner roles provides a Swiss Army knife effect, enabling different blitz packages, coverage schemes, and hybrid alignments that could generate turnovers or at least slow down the Eagles' passing game. The linebacker situation continues to be a storyline that can't be ignored. With T.J. Edwards, Noah Sue, Ruben Hiplight, and Tremaine Edmonds out, the Bears are relying heavily on players like DeMarco Jackson and Ian Agbogbamiga to step up. These guys will not only need to cover gaps and make tackles, but also provide enough speed and flexibility to support hybrid defensive schemes. Bringing Jaquan Brisker into the box as a pseudo-linebacker, while Gordon operates as a flexible safety/corner option, creates opportunities for inventive coverage strategies. The challenge lies in maintaining endurance over 4 quarters and avoiding blown assignments, especially against a quarterback like Caleb Williams, who can extend plays and create mismatches with his mobility. The balance of snap counts, rotation, and situational substitutions will likely define the defense's effectiveness, and it will be fascinating to see how Allen manages these variables in real time. On offense, the Bears have their own set of challenges and opportunities, with Theo Benedict and Aussie Trapillo providing solid depth on the line. The team can focus on executing a balanced defensive attack. Protecting the quarterback and establishing the run game will be critical, particularly against an Eagles defense that can create pressure with a mix of speed and power. Jalen Hurts will need to stay clean in the pocket while receivers take advantage of potential mismatches in coverage. This is especially true given Sidney Brown's aggressive style at safety, which can be exploited through well-timed double moves and route combinations. Quick reads and precise timing will be essential, as the Bears cannot afford mistakes or turnovers in a game where every possession carries significant weight for the playoff picture. The NFC North dynamics add another layer of intrigue. Chicago remains in a favorable position in the division, but Green Bay is only half a game behind, and Detroit continues to lurk as a potential disruptor. With the Bears controlling the head-to-head advantage over Detroit and looming matchups against Green Bay, the timing of wins and losses becomes critical. Every victory strengthens their hold on the division, and every loss could shift momentum in unexpected ways. These standings are not just numbers. They influence confidence, strategic planning, and the psychological approach players and coaches take entering each game. Managing energy, focus, and execution in this high-stakes environment is as important as any play call or individual performance. Beyond the division, the broader NFC playoff picture presents a mix of challenges and opportunities. Teams like Dallas, with 3 consecutive wins, have demonstrated resilience and capability, making them a potential wild-card threat. The Bears' path to the postseason requires not just internal execution, but also awareness of league-wide outcomes, especially in games involving key NFC East and NFC West competitors. Chicago must capitalize on home field advantages, exploit favorable matchups, and remain adaptable to injuries, game flow, and situational contingencies. The combination of returning defensive stars, creative coaching, and smart offensive execution could allow the Bears to assert control over crucial games, turning what might otherwise appear as challenges into strategic advantages. Considering all the moving parts, predictions for this game become complex but fascinating. The Eagles are a strong opponent with top-tier receivers and established schemes, yet the absence of Lane Johnson on the offensive line and a rotating secondary offers openings for the Bears. Jalen Johnson's presence on the field, even at 80 to 85%, can impact key plays by limiting big completions and providing support over the top. Kyler Gordon's hybrid versatility also allows for creative deployment in pass rush and coverage packages. On offense, the Bears can exploit mismatches created by Philadelphia's injuries, particularly if they establish a rhythm early and keep the Eagles off balance. The psychological component also plays a role. The timing of this game, coming after a week where the Bears regained significant personnel, provides a boost in morale and confidence. Momentum and timing can often outweigh raw talent in tight matchups, and the Bears have the advantage of playing with renewed depth and energy at critical positions. Executing game plans with discipline and taking advantage of opportunities will be crucial, particularly in the red zone and on third downs where defensive rotations and offensive missteps can swing momentum dramatically. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been swirling across the NFL community, and now the rumor mill seems closer to confirmation. Jordan Mailata, the towering offensive tackle whose rise from rugby fields in Australia to the NFL spotlight has been nothing short of meteoric, has reportedly arrived at the Chicago Bears headquarters, sparking a flurry of speculation about what could be a blockbuster move. Sources suggest Mailata is in town to finalize a deal, and while nothing is officially announced, Insiders hint that the Bears' front office has been quietly working behind closed doors for weeks to secure his signature. The arrival of Mailata alone has already ignited a buzz among Bears fans, who have been craving reinforcements to protect their quarterback and stabilize an offensive line that has faced its share of challenges. At 6'8" and over 360 pounds, Mailata brings not just size, but surprising agility and technique honed through years of hard work and a unique sporting journey. Analysts have long marveled at his unconventional path to the NFL, and now it seems the Bears are ready to bet big on the Australian's potential. Conversations around the league suggest that Mailata's presence in Chicago could have ripple effects beyond just the offensive line. Some insiders speculate that his signing might influence the team's strategy in the draft, as well as free agency, creating opportunities for other acquisitions or shifts in player roles. Meanwhile, fans have flooded social media with a mix of excitement and curiosity, debating how Mailata's skills might mesh with the Bears' current system, and whether he can live up to the high expectations that inevitably follow such a headline-making move. Even as the Bears' PR team maintains a careful silence, the mere sighting of Mailata at the team's facility has set off a cascade of questions. Will he immediately step into a starting role? What kind of contract are the Bears offering? How will his unique athletic background translate to the Midwest weather and the high-pressure environment of Chicago football? While answers remain scarce, one thing is certain. If this rumor turns into reality, the NFL landscape will be watching closely, and the Bears may have just added a game-changing piece to their puzzle. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.